ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Grantsman. Hauntings is my favorite song of hers. It's one of them. That's a great one. You can take Jennifer home with you tonight. Well, not really, but you can take home those CDs. And my guest relatives as well. We have them available in the lobby for you, so feel free to pick up a copy of their music. Thank you very much. We love having them with us. They're wonderful Houston talent, and you're going to hear a lot from both of them very soon. My name's Oliver. I'm the Artistic Director of UpStage Theatre, and I welcome you to UpStage Theatre. For those of you who are new with us, we're thrilled to have you. For those of you who are coming back, who are our regulars, we're even more thrilled to have you. So thank you very much for supporting UpStage Theatre. Just the first thing I got to say is the usual. Take your cell phones out, turn them off. Don't text, don't email, don't play games during the show. This show is going to keep you riveted, so you won't need to do that, I promise. Tonight's show, UpStage Theatre is dedicated to a gentleman of the theater, well known, not only in Houston, but all over the country, maybe all over the world, I don't know. His name is Keith Caldwell, and unfortunately he is lying in the ER in critical condition fighting cancer. He is a mentor to our Romeo, Jacob Allen, and his one ardent wish is that all of his theater associates come out and support Jacob at UpStage in this performance. So many of you are here tonight. We thank you for coming from all over, and we're happy to dedicate tonight's performance to you. I've been asked over the years to do Shakespeare, and I've always said no. And there's a reason I've said no. It's because I believe that Shakespeare has to be done well, has to be done right. And those of you who are here tonight are probably Shakespeare fans. So you know what Shakespeare is supposed to look like and sound like, and you wouldn't like it if we did any less. Well, we are in our 12th season. This is our opening show for our 12th season, and UpStage Theatre has matured. And I think after tonight you'll see that you're in agreement with me that it was time to now do Shakespeare as well. This cast and director had put together a terrific production. Now, tonight's show, Romeo and Juliet, is at its core a simple love story. But it has a message. The main message of prejudice and hate is as relevant today as it was in the 16th century. So this is our tribute to Mr. Shakespeare and to his message. And I'm proud and humbled to submit to you UpStage Theatre's production of Romeo and Juliet.
Who sets this ancient quarrel new abroach?
True, Barbie, forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
How stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
I see it slow. They stumble and run fast.
By my head, here come the captains.
By my heel, I care not.
Romeo, the hate-like man, you can't afford no better terms than this. Thou art a villain.
A plague on both your houses!
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with you.
Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace.
Oh, comfortable Friar, where is my lord?
All are punished!
Two households, both alike in dignity. Fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, their star-crossed lovers take their life. This misadventure piteous overthrows, but with the death buried of parent strife. The fearful passage of the death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but the death of the children naught could remove. It is now that you are distracted on the stage. Scene 1. Verona. A public place. Enter Samson and Gregory of the House of Captain.
Gregory, on my word, will not carry coals.
No, for then we should be colliers.
I mean, if we being collar will draw.
Aye, why you live, draw your neck out of the collar.
I strike quickly being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
On top of the house of Montague moved me.
To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid that Montague.
That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall.
True. And therefore, women being the weaker vessel, are ever thrust to the wall. Therefore, I will push Montague's men from the wall and thrust his maids to the wall.
The quarrel is between our masters and us, dear man.
'Tis all one, I will show myself a tyrant. And when I have fought with the men, I will be cruel to their maids and cut off their heads.
The heads of the maids.
Aye, the heads of the maids or their maiden heads, take it in one sense thou wilt.
Thou must take it in sense that feel it.
Oh, me they shall feel while I am able to stand. 'Tis known I'm a pretty piece of flesh.
'Tis well that thou art not fish. If thou hadst been poor John. Draw thy tool. Here comes two of the house of the Montagues.
I take your weapons out, quarrel I will back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run?
Fear me not.
Nay, Mary, I fear thee.
Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin.
I will frown as they pass by, but take it as they less as they dare.
I will bite my thumb at them. I will say disgrace if they so bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our side if I say aye?
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
Well, if you do, sir, I am for you. For I serve as good a man as you.
No better? Well, say
Sir.
better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie!
Love you be men. Gregory, remember thy swashing blood.
You don't know what you do! What?
Art thou drunk among these heartless eyes? Burn thee, Benvolio. Look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword and manage it to part these men with me.
What? Drawn and talk with peace? I hate the word as I hate hell. All multitudes and thee. Have it.
What noise is this? Give me my lunch!
Quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from your veins, on pain of torture. From those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moving prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word by thee, old Capulet, and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments to wield old partisans, in hands as old, cankered with peace, to part your cankered hate. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives will pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time, all the rest shall depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me. And Montague, come you this afternoon to know our further pleasure in this case, to old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart!
set this ancient quarrel to a broach? Speak, nephew, or you lie when it began.
Here are the servants of your adversary and yours. Close finding ere I did approach, I drew to part them, and in the midst came the fiery Tybalt, with the sword prepared, which as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head, and cut the winds who nothing hurt with all histamine and scorn. As we were interchanging thrusts and blows, it came on more and more, and fought on part and part, till the prince came and parted either part.
Where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Oh, right, glad I am he was not in this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east. A troubled mind dreaded me to walk abroad. Underneath the growth of sycamore that westward rooted from this city's side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, stole into the coverts of the wood. I measuring his affections by mine own, which most were busy when most alone, pursued my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, his tears augmenting the fresh morning dew, adding to clouds more clouds with his deep sighs. But all so soon as the all-cheering sun should in the furthest east begin to draw the shady curtains from Aurora's bed, away from the light, steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks out fair light, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must his humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
Neither know it nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other friends, but he, his own affection's counselor, is to himself, I will not say how true, but to himself so secret and so close, so far from sounding and discovery, as is the bud, bit with an envious worm, ere he can spread his sweet leaves to the air, or dedicate his beauty to the sun. Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give pure as no.
So see where he comes. So please you step aside. I'll know his grievance will be much denied.
Would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear true shrift. Come, and let's away.
Hey, good morrow, cousin.
It's the day so young.
Oh, but new struck 9.
I may sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love.
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor, I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gentle in its view, should seem so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, should without eye see pathways to his will. Where shall we die? Oh, me? What fare was here? Yet, tell me not. For I've heard it all. Here's much do hate, but more with love. Why then? Oh, growing love. Oh, loving hate. Oh, anything of nothing first create. Oh, heavy lightness. Serious vanity. Misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms. Feather fled. Bright smoke, cold fire, sick health. Still waking sleep. That is not what it is. This love you'll end up feeling the love in this. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz. I rather weep.
Good-hearted what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such is love's transgression. Griefs from mine own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate to have the crest of more of thine. This love that thou hast shown doth add more grief to too much of mine own. Love is a smoke raised with a fume of sighs, being purged of fire sparkling in lover's eyes, being vexed to see nourished with lover's tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall, and a preserving sweet. Farewell, my cuz.
Look soft, I will go along. If you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tut, I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He's some other way.
Well, then, tell me, who is it that you love?
What? Shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan? Why no, but sadly, tell me who.
A sick man in sadness make his will, or an ill urged one that is so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I supposed you loved.
A right fair mark, man. If she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark fair, cuz as soon as hit.
Well, in that case you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow, she dines wit. And a strong proof of chastity, well armed from love's weak, childish bow, she lives unharmed. She'll not stay this siege to loving terms. By the encounter with sailing eyes, nor ope her lap to saint seducing gold. She's rich in beauty, only poor that when she dies in beauty, dies her sword.
So she has sworn she will still have chased.
She hath. And that sparing makes huge waste, for beauty's star to their severity cuts beauty off from all posterity. She's too fair, too wise. Wisely too fair to merit bliss by making me despair. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
'Tis the way to call hers exquisite and question more. These happy masks that kiss fair ladies' brows, being black, let us in mind they hide the fair. He that is struck in blind must not forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Show me, mistress, that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve? Let us know, and you read me past that passing fair. Farewell. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctor or else die in debt.
Both Montague and I are bound in penalty of life. And 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you've been at odds for so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
I say you all what I have said before. My child is but a stranger to this world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Yet 2 more summers wither in their pride, and we may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
Ah, but too soon marred, although so early made. The earth hath swallowed all my hopes, but she is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. If she agree, within her scope of choice lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old, accustomed feast, whereto I've invited many a friend such as I love, and you among the store. One more, most welcome make my company more. At my poor house, look to behold this night, earth treading stars that make dark heaven bright. Such comfort as to lusty young men feel when well apparelled April at the heel, limping winter treads. Even such delight as fresh female buds shall you this night inherit at my house. Hear all, see all. Come, let us go. Let's go, Sarah. Trudge about fair Verona. Find out those persons whose names are writ below. And to them say, my house. Welcome. On their pleasure stay.
Find the man whose names are written here? Look, it is written that the shoemaker should measure his yard, and the tailor his last, the fisher his pencils, and the painter his nets. But I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ. I cannot find out what writing names the writing person here hath writ. I must to the learned. In good time.
Top man! One fire burns out another's burning, one pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy, and take hope by backward turning. One desperate grief is cured by another's languish. Take thou some new infection to thine eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Your plaintain leaf is excellent for that.
For what?
Your broken ship.
Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound where the madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented. Thank you, fellow.
You got him? I pray, sir. Can you read?
I, mine own fortune and my misery.
Perhaps you've learned out without book, but can you read anything you see?
Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
Ye say honestly, rest ye merry.
Hey, good fellow, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, the County Handsome and his beauteous sisters, the Lady Widow Petravio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, mine Uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline, Signor Valencio and his nephew Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena. Fair assembly, whither should they come? Whither?
To supper, to our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
I tell you now without asking, my master is the great rich Capulet. And if you not be in the house of Montagues, come, crush a cup of wine. Rest ye merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline whom thou so loves, with all the other admired beauties of Verona. Go thither and with unattainted eye, compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
When the devout religion of my name may teach such falsehood that turn tears to fires, and these who often drown could never die, transparent heretics be burnt for liars. One heard of my love, the all-seeing sun ne'er saw her panic since first the world begun.
But you saw her fair none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid's, and I will show you, shining at this feast, she shall scant show well that now shows best.
I'll go along. No such sight to be shown, but rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now that my maidenhead at 12 years old, I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? Oh, God, fuckface, where's that girl? What Juliet?
No, who called?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered thee. Thou'st hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Think I can tell her age into an hour.
She's not 14.
Only 14 of my teeth. And yet to my teeth be it spoken, I have got 4. She is not 14. How long is it till Lamasi?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even a rod, of all the days of the year, come Lamasi that night shall she be 14.
Precisely.
Susan and she, oh God rest all Christian shores, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, on Lamasi that night shall she be 14. Oh, 'tis since the earthquake now 11 years that she was weaned. Oh, I shall never forget it. Of all the days of the year upon that day. For then she could walk alone. Yea, by the root she could run and waddle all about. For even the day before, she broke her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, he was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holiday, the pretty wench left crying and said, aye. To see now, our just shall come about. Oh, and I'll live 1,000 years, I shall never forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel, quoth they? And they stated and said, aye.
Enough of this.
I whispered, forced upon thy face, thou wilt fall backwards. When thou come of age, wilt thou duel? And it stated and said,
But I pray you say I.
Means I have done.
Excellent.
God mark me to his grace. Oh, thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed. And I live to see thee be married once, and I shall have my wish.
Marry him, that Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
An honor? Oh, well, not I thine loneliness. I would say of a certain wisdom from thy tears.
No, think of marriage now. Younger than you here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now made. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
My young lady, oh, what a man, as the world turns a man of wax.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Only a flower if there's a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament, and see how one another lends content, and what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margins of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. That book in many's eyes doth share the glory that in gold clasps locks in the golden story. And so shall you share all that he doth possess, by having him making yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like Paris's love?
I'll look to like, if looking like can move. But no more deep lie and dark mine eye, than your consent goes straight to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come, supper served up. You called, my young lady asked for. The nurse cursed in the pantry, and all is in extremity. I must hence to wait. I beseech thee, follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, go, see happy days to happy nights.
What? Shall the speech we spoke for excuse shall we on without apology? Oh!
The day that out of such prolixity, we'll have no Cupid hoodwinked with a scarf, bearing a target's painted bow of blade, scaring the ladies like a crow-keeper, nor know without what prologue faintly spoke before the prompter after our entrance. But let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
A torch for me. I'm not for this ambling, being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover. You borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bough.
Oh, I am too sore, pierced with this shaft to soar with his light feathers, and so bound. I cannot bound a pitch above dull low. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous. Pricks like thorn.
Oh, if love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in. Advisor for advisor. What care I what curious eye doth quote deformities here? The beetle brow shall blush for me. Ah, come, knocking into her. And no sooner in, but every man but take him to his legs.
I will bear the light. Let wantons light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their heels, for I am proverb with a grandsire phrase. I'll be a torchbearer and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Tut, dumbs the mouths of constables of the world. If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire of this surreverence love, where thou stickest up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight, come!
Nay, that's not so. mean, sir, in delay. We waste our lights in vain like lamps by day. Our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times and that are once in our 5 ways. And we mean well in going to this mass, but 'tis no way to go. Why, Mabel?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
That asleep will make you dream things true.
Oh. And I see Queen Mab has been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone and the forefinger of an almond, drawn with a team of little atomies athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spider's legs, the covers of the wings of grasshoppers, the traces the smallest spider's web, the collars of the moonshine's watery beams, her whip of cricket's bone, the latch of bill, her wagoner, a small gray-coated hat, not so big as a round little worm pricked from the lazy finger of May. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel or old grub. Time out of mind, the fairies, coachmakers, and in this state, she comes night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Over courtiers' knees who dream on courtesy straight, over lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, over ladies' lips that straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry Mab with blisters plagues, because their breaths sweets taken on. Sometime she gallops over a courtier's nose, and then dreams he is smelling out of suit. Sometime comes she with a tied pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as they lie asleep, and then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes she driveth over a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, emboscados, Spanish blades, of hell's 5 fathom deep, and then anon drums in his ear. Which he starts and wakes, and being thus frightened swears a prayer or two and sleeps again. This is that very man which plats the manes of horses in the night, and baits the upward bow, sluggish hairs which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage, the natural beast!
Thou talkst of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams. To the children of an idle brain. The God of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind who woos even now, the frozen bosom of the north. Being angered, puffs away from thence, turning his face to the dew-dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Come. Supper is done. We will be too late.
I fear too early. My mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin this fearful day of this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life, closed within my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steer to my course, direct my sail on, lusty gentlemen. Strike true!
Welcome, gentlemen! Oh, and ladies that have their toes unplated with corn. We'll have a bout with you. Oh, she that takes dainty, she I'll swear hath thorns. Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day when I wore a visor and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear, such as would please. 'Tis gone. 'Tis gone. 'Tis gone. And come, musicians, play! Faith, play, and what it goes! What like your names? Ooh, and quench the fire, the Rome brood grows too hot. Ah, seer! Yeah, this uncalled for sport bodes well. Oh, nay, sit, good cousin Capule. Well, we have grown too old to dance. How long has it been since yourself and I were last in the mask?
Oh, by all 30 years.
What? Will you tell me that? Will you tell me that? No, not so much. It was since the nuptials of Lucentio, some 25 years, and then we have.
Oh, 'tis more, 'tis more. His son is elder, sir. His son is 30.
How will you tell me that? No, his son was but a ward 2 years ago.
What lady is that which took the wrist and hand of yonder knight?
I know that, sir.
Oh, she doesn't teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night like a rich jewel in Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping among the roses. Yonder lady over her fellow shows. The measured dove will watch her place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. My heart long till now forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This, by his course, should be a monk. Fetch me my rapier, boy. What dares a slave come hither, covered with an antique face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, striking that I hold is not a sin. Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore stormest thou so? Uncle, this is a monk, our foe, a villain that is hidden, come in spite to scorn at our solemnity. This night, young Romeo is it? 'Tis he, that villain Romeo. Content thee, gentle coz. Let him alone. He bears him as a portly gentleman, and to say truth, all Verona brags him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for the wealth of all the town, here in my house, do him disparagement. Therefore be patient. Take no note of him. It is my will, the which, if thou wilt respect, and show some fair presence. Put off these frowns and ill-beseeming visage for a feast. It's such a villain as a guest. How not do? He shall be entered! What goodman boy, I say he shall. Go to. Am I the master here of go to? You'll not endure him. You'll make a mutiny among my guests. You'll say, cock-a-hoop, you'll be the man. Why, uncle, 'tis a shame. As go to. You are a fussy boy. boy, is it so? This trick might chance to scathe you. I know what. You must contrary me. Marry. This time. You are Prince Cos. Go and be quiet, or I'll make you be quiet.
What? Surely my hearts!
Patience before such with willful coward me makes my flesh tremble with their different greed. I will withdraw. This intrusion shall now seem a sweet convert to bitter gall.
More music!
I do profane with my worthy hand this holy shrine. The gentle fine as this my lips. Two blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that one touch, a tender kiss.
Pilgrim, you wrong your heart too much. Which manly devotion shows in this? Which saints have that pilgrim's hands do touch, and palms upon a holy palmer's kiss?
Have not saints' lips and holy palmers too?
Hi, pilgrim. Lips that they must use in prayer.
What lips do hands do they pray, grandpa, lest fate hurt in despair?
Saints do not move grant for prayer's sake.
Move not. My crucifixion take thus, my lips by yours, my sin is purged.
Have my lips disintegrated?
Sin from thy lips, so trespass sweetly purged. Give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam! Your lady mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Margaret Angela, her mother is the lady of the household, and a good lady and a wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked with all. I tell you, even to her whole person has a chance.
Is she Capulet? Oh, dear account, my life is my foe's debt.
Come away, the sport is at its best.
I sweat fear, more's mine rest.
Ye gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet towards. What? Is he so? Oh, I thank you all. Thank you, gentlemen. Good night. I'll that's too bad. My face here, it waxes later. Out to my rest.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
That is the son and heir of old Tiberius.
Why does he that is now out of door?
I think that is young Petruchio.
What is he that follows there that would not dance?
I know not.
Go ask his name. Being married, my grave wants to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
Holy love, sprung from my only hate. Surely soon unknown and known to live. Did you spirt the blood it is to me, that I should love a loathed enemy?
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme, to learn even now, when I danced with all.
Juliet!
Come, come, let's away, the strangers have all gone.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out.
Romeo! My cousin Romeo! He is wise, and all my life has stolen him home to bed. Ah, he ran this way and left this orchard wall. Call good Mercutio. Ah, nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, madman, passion, lover.
appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Yet speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. Yet cry but I me. Pronounce but love and dove. Speak to my gossip Venus one fair word, and one nickname for her purblind son, and heir, young Adam Cupid, he that shot so trim, when King Cophetua loved the beggar He heareth not, he stirreth not, he moveth not. The ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee! By Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg and quivering thigh, and the domains of that there adjacent lie. That in thy likeness thou appear to us. Oh, if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him. Well, this could not anger him. 'Twould anger him to raise a spirit in his mistress' circle of some strange nature, letting it there stand as she had laid it, and conjured it down. That was in spite. My invocation was fair and honest, and in his mistress' name I conjure only but to raise up him.
Come, come. He had hidden himself among these trees to be consorted with a humorous knight. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Now will he sit under a medlar tree and wish his mistress were that kind of fruit, as maids call medlars when they laugh alone. Romeo, that she were. Oh, that she were! An open ass, thou a poplar pear! Romeo, good night! I'll to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then. For 'tis in vain to seek him here who means not to be found!
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. That's all. What light beyond the window brings? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who's already sick and pale with grief that thou for me art far more fair than she. Be not her aids, since she is envious. Best liveries, but sick and green, and none of the fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks. She says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer. I'm too cold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. To the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth the lamp. Her eyes would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. Oh, see how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me.
She speaks. Speak again, my lady, for thou art as glorious this night o'er my head as is a winged messenger of heaven, until the light upturned wandering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him when he bestrides the lazy pace of clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name. But if thou wilt not, give it sworn my love, and I'll no longer be captive.
Shall I hear more? Shall I speak of this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself. Though not in Montague. What's Montague? There's no hand, nor foot, nor face, nor arm, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, besom of a name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name it smells sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take on thyself.
I take it thy word. Call me but love and be baptized, henceforth I never will be Romeo.
But there, thou must be strange and nice and stubborn of my counsel.
By a name, I know not how to tell thee why my name, dear said, is hateful to myself, or is an enemy to thee. Had I written, I would tear the word.
My ears, not yet from 100 chords of that tongue's utterance, have I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and Montague?
Neither, fair saint, of either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me wherefore. The orchard walls are high and hard to climb. And the place destined to be without art beneath my kinsman find thee here.
With love's light wings do I approach these falls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no lead to me.
They do see thee, they will bury thee.
Lack, there lies more peril in thy man than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against remedy.
I would not for the world that I saw thee here.
I have loved shadows to hide me from their sight. And but thou love me, let them find me here! My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundest thou out this place?
By love, who first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I ain't no candidate yet. Wert thou as far as that vast shore washed with the farthest sea, I would adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. Else were the maiden blush bepaint my cheek. But thou which thou hast heard me speak tonight, fain would I draw on form, fain deny that I spoke. But farewell, compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thee at thy word. Yet, if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false, and lovers' perjuries then say Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or, if thou thinkest something too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay. So thou wilt prove. But as, not for the world. In truth, dear Montague, I am too fond. So thou mayest think my pain your light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those who have more cunning to be strange. Should have been more stranger, I must confess. But that thou overheardest me ere I was aware of my true love's passion. Therefore, pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love which dark night has so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I swear that tips with silver all these...
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or, thou wilt swear. Swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I believe thee.
If my heart's too love.
But do not swear, although I join thee. I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash. One advises it, and it is too sudden. Too like the lightning which doth cease to be. Ere one could say it lightens. Sweet good night. Despite of love by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, good night. As sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
Gave thou mine for thou didst request it, and yet you wouldn't bring it again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? What purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again. And yet, I wish for one thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give thee, the more I have. For both are infinite.
Madam!
I hear some noise within. Do you love or do? I come anon. Sweet Montague, be true, stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night. I have a fear. but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, Romeo, then good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send word to me tomorrow that I have one out procured to come to thee, and that I put all my fortunes away, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon, but if thou leavest not, well, I do beseech thee. By and by I come! To cease thy soon to leave me to my grief, tomorrow I will send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worst want thy like. Love goes towards love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love is school of heavy looks.
Romeo! Oh, for a falconer's voice that I may lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse and may not speak aloud. Else would I tear the cave where echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine with repetition of my Romeo's name.
It is my soul that calls upon my name. While silver sweet some lovers' tongues by night like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo!
My dear,
At what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
at the hour of 9.
Nothing. 'Tis 20 years to then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Then let me stand here till thou remember it.
You shall still forget, having me stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
I'll still say to have thee still forget, forgetting any other one but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone. And yet, no farther than a wanton's foot, that lets out a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted guise. And then, with a silk thread plucks it back, so loving jealous of his liberty.
Would I were that bird.
Sweet, so would I. Yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Good night. Parting such sweet sorrow. Now, I shall say good night till tomorrow.
Sleep, dwell upon thine eyes. Peace in my breast. Would I ever sleep in peace so sweet to rest? Hence, will I to my ghostly father send his help to craving, my dear have to tell.
Virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied, and vice sometimes by action dignified. Within the infant rind of this small flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this being smelt by that part cheers each part. Being tasted slays all the senses with the heart. Two such opposed kings encamp them still in man as well as herbs, grace and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon the canker death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, Father.
Benedicite! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Care keeps his watch in every old man's eye, and where care lodges, sleep will never lie. But where unbruised youth with unstuffed brain doth couch his limbs, there golden sleep doth reign. Therefore thy earliness doth be assured thou art uproused by some distemperature. Or if it not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
The last is true. The sweet rest was mine.
God pardon sin! Wast thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father, no. I had forgotten that name, and that name was woe.
That's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee, ere thou asketh me again. I have been feasting with my men. Brought a son. One hath wounded me, that's by me wounded. Both are remedies within thy help and holy physic lie. I bear no hatred, blessed man, for lo, my intercession likewise steads my foe.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Plainly know, my heart's dear love is set. Fair daughter of rich Capulet. That's mine on hers, so hers is set on mine. When and where and how we met, we wooed, made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass, that this I pray that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis, what a change is here! Is Rosaline, whom thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies truly not in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesu Maria, what a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline! How much salt water thrown away in waste doth seasoned love that of it doth not taste? The sun, not yet thy sighs, from heaven clears. Thy old groans ring yet in my ancient ears. Lo, here upon thy cheek the stain doth sit of an old tear that is not washed off yet. If e'er thou were thyself and these woes thine, thou and these woes were all for Rosaline. And art thou changed? Pronounce this sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chidest me oft for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And base me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have.
I pray thee, chide not. For she whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love did read by rote and could not spell. But, come, young waverer, come. Go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be. For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Let us enter sin in sudden haste.
Wisely and slow. They stumble who run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight? Not to his father's house. I spoke with men. That same pale, hard-hearted witch, that Rosaline, torments him so that he will sure run mad. Tybalt, the kinsman old Capulet, sent a letter to his father's house, challenging my life. Oh, Romeo will answer it. Any man that can write may answer a letter. Romeo will answer the letter's master. How he dares, being dared. Alas, poor Romeo. He is already dead. Stabbed with the white witch's black eye. Shot through the ear with a love song. The very pin of his heart cleft with the blind boy's butt shaft. Is he a man to encounter Tybalt? What is Tybalt? By more than prince of cats, I can tell you. Oh, he is the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing prick song. Keeps sound, distance, and proportion. Rest meters minute rest. 1, 2, and a third in your bosom. The very butcher of a silk button. A duelist, a gentleman of the very first house, of the first and second cause. Ah, the immortal Pasado, the punto reverso, the high, the what? Pons, the antic, lisping, affecting, fantasticos, these new tutors of accents. Oh, I Jesu, a very good blade, a very tall man, a very good lord. It's not a lamentable thing, grandsire, when he must be thus afflicted with these strange flies, these fashion mongers, these cotton gloves, who stand so much on the new form that they cannot sit at ease on the old bench. Oh, their bones, their bones. Here comes Romeo! Here comes Romeo! Hey, without his robe, like a dried herring. Flesh, how art thou fishified? Not to the purpose, Signor Romeo. Bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
Oh, the slip, sir. The slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio, but my business was great. And in such a case as mine, a man makes straight courtesy.
Well, that's as much as to say that such a case as yours constrains a man's bow in the hands.
Meaning to curtsy.
That was most kindly hit.
The most courteous exposition.
Oh, maybe I'm the very pink of courtesy.
Pink from flower.
Right.
Why, that is my palm-swell flower.
Well said. Follow me this jest, till thou hast worn out my pump. For when the single soul of it is worn, the jest may remain after the wearing soul singular.
Oh, single soul jest, solely singular for the singlers.
Oh, come between us, good Benvolio, my wit's face.
Switch and spurs, we're all crying a match.
Hey, if thy wit runs the wild goose chase, I've done. For there's more of the wild goose, and one of your wits that I'm sure I have in my whole fly. Was I with you there for the goose?
Thou wast never with me for anything when thou wast up there for the goose.
Oh, might be my ear for that jest.
Oh, nay!
That wit is a very bittersweet, it's both sharp, soft.
And is it heartfelt served into a sweet goose?
Oh, now here's a wit of chevron that stretches from an inch narrow to an L broad.
I stretch it out for that word broad, which adds to the goose proves thee far wide for a goose.
Oh! Now, is this not better now than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable? Now art thou Romeo? Now art thou what thou art, by art as well as by nature, for this dribbling love is like a great natural that runs lolling up and down to hide his bottle in a bowl.
Stop there, stop there.
Thou desirest me to stop when my tail against the hair?
Thy else would have made thy tail large.
Oh, you are deceived! I would have made it short if I had come to the whole depth of my tail and been indeed to occupy the argument no longer.
Here's the big here.
Ooh, sail, sail, toot-toot, a shirt and a spark.
No? Peter.
Good Peter to hide her face, for her fan's the fairer face.
Jolly good tired, gentlemen.
God you contend, fair gentlewoman.
Oh, is it good then?
'Tis no less, I can tell you, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the brink of noon.
Oh, don't upon you what a man of doom! Oh!
One gentleman that God hath made for himself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said, for himself to mar. And pray you, gentlemen, can you tell me where I can find a young Romeo?
Well, I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault or worse.
You say well.
But nay is the worst. Well, yeah, very well to give name. Wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
Sheila Dynam to some supper. Oh, upon, so home.
What is thou bound?
No hair, sir. Unless a hair, sir, in a Linton pie, which is something stale and poor, ere be spent. An old hair whore, and an old hair whore is very good deed to do. But a hair that is a whore is too much for a score, when it pours ere be spent. will to dinner thither.
I will follow.
Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell, lady, lady.
Nay, farewell! I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his own ropery?
One gentleman nurse that loves to hear himself talk. And will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
If you speak anything against me, I'll take him down. If he were lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks. And if he cannot do it, then I'll find those that shall. Scurvy knave! And thou would stand by too, and suffer every knave to use thee at his pleasure.
I saw no man use you as a pleasure. And the weapon should quickly be out. I warned you. I'd draw as soon as the next man. If I find occasion a good quarrel, and the law on my side.
Now, afore God, I am so quiver that every piece of me shaketh. Oh, scurvy knave! I pray you, sir, a word. Now, as I told you before, my young lady bade me inquire you out. What she bade me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell thee, if ye should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, to a very gross kind of behavior, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, should you deal double with her, truly, it were an ill thing to befit any gentlewoman, and very weak feeling.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I protest unto thee.
Lord, what a gentlewoman you are!
Nurse, thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which as I take it is a very gentlemanlike behavior.
Bid her devise some means to come to Smith this afternoon. There she shall, and Friar Lord shall be shrived and married.
This afternoon, sir, she shall be there.
Here's what I think.
Oh, no, sir, not a penny.
Go to, nurse, I say you shall. And stay the nurse behind the abbey wall. Within this hour my man will be with thee, with cords made like a tackled stair, which, to the high-top gallant of my joy, must be my convoy in the secret night.
No, God in heaven bless me, sir. Hartley, is your man secret? Have you ne'er here heard, two may keep counsel, putting one away?
I warrant thee, my man's as true as steel.
Well, very well, sir. Oh, Lord, my lady is a lovely gentlewoman. Lord, but she was a little bratty. Oh, there is a man, a nobleman in town, one Paris, who would fain lay knife aboard. But she, good soul, would as lief see a toad, a very toad, as see him. I often anger her when I tell her that the Paris is the properer man. What? I wouldn't when I say so. She goes as pale as any cloud in the versal world.
Commend me to thy lady.
1,000 times. Peter, no, take my fan, Peter, and go afore and a place.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse, and in a half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she could not be. That is not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's herald should be thoughts which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving dark shadows over luring hills. Therefore, through mingled pinion doves draw love, and there perhaps windswift Cupid wins. Now is the sun upon the hindmost hill. Of this day's journey from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she has not come. Had she affections in one youthful blood, she would be swift in motion as a ball. Her words abandoned her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many faint as if they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes! Oh, honey, nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? for a face?
I am a-weary, give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. Oh, what a jaunt have I had.
I would that thou had my bones and I thy news. Nay, I pray thee, speak, good nurse, speak.
Jesus, what haste! Can you not stay a while? Can you not see I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath, when thou hast breath to say that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale that thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. That makes me satisfied as good or bad.
Well, you've made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No. No. Yet, his face is better than all men's, though his leg excels all men's, and for a hand, and a foot, and a body, though they be not to be talked about, yet I must compare. Yeah, he's not the flower of courtesy, but I warrant he's as gentle as a lamb. Go to, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home?
No, but all this I did know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head hurts. Oh, what a head have I. Oh, me back. On the other side. Oh, me back. Oh, beshrew thy heart for sending me about to catch me death with all this jaunting up and down.
Faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and a kind, and a handsome gentleman, and I warrant a virtuous one. Where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou replies. Your love says like an honest gentleman. Where is your mother?
God's lady dear, are you so hot? Marry, come upon then. Is this the poultice from our aching wounds? Henceforth, do your messages yourself.
There's such a coil. Come, what says Romeo?
Do you have leave to go to shift this afternoon?
I have.
And how you hands to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Oh, now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They'll be scarlet straight at any news. Hie you to the church. I must another way to fetch a ladder, whereby your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. Oh, I am the drudge and toil to your delight. But you shall bear the burden through the night. I must to dinner. Hie you to the church.
High fortune. Honest nurse, farewell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, but come what sorrow can. It cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute give me in her sight. Do thou close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death, do what he dare! It is enough of me but call for mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder, which as they kiss, consume! The sweetest honey is loathsome in its own deliciousness, and with the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Here comes the lady. Oh, so light of foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint. The lover may bestride the gossamer that idles in the wanton summer air, and yet not fall so light is vanity.
Good evening to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall
joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive it either by this dear counsel.
Conceit, more rich in matter than in words, as is substance, not of ornament, but beggars that can count their worth. For my true love has grown to such excess, I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come with me, and we will make short work. For by no means you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Dominus vobiscum. Et in spiritu tuo. Ego conjugal vos in matrimonium.
Pray the good Mercutio, let's retire. The day's hot and the Capulets abroad, and if we meet them, we shall not escape a brawl. For these hot days is the mad blood stirring. Thou art like one of those fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, God, send me no need of thee. And by the operation of the second cup, draws it on the drawer when indeed there is no need. I like such a fellow. Come, thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy. And as soon moved to be moved, and as soon moving to be moved. What two? Nay, if there were two such, there should be none living, for one would kill the other. Now, but thou wilt quarrel with a man that hath a hair more, or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast painful eyes. What eye, but such an eye, would spy out such a quarrel? Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head has been beaten as adder as an egg for quarreling. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog with lying asleep in the sun. And didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter, yet with another for wearing tying his new shoes with an old ribbon? And yet thou wilt tutor me for quarreling. If I were as apt to quarrel as thou wert, any man could buy the fee simple of my life for an hour and a quarter. The fee simple? Oh, simple. By my head, grip on the captains. By my heel, I care not.
Gentlemen, good evening. A word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Couple it with something. You'll make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me after that, if you will give occasion.
Oh, well, can you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo.
Consort? But dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us, like to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance, Zoon's consort!
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either retire into some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure I.
Well, peace be with you. Here comes my man.
Oh, but I'll be hanged, sir, if he were your livery. Mary, go before the field, he'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him man.
Romeo, the hate I bear you can't afford no better term than this. Thou art the villain.
Tybalt, the reason I had to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none, therefore farewell. I see thou knowst me not.
You should not excuse the injury thou hast done me. Therefore, turn and draw.
I do protest that never injured thee, but Love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm. Dishonorable, vile submission. Alice the Carter carries it away. Tell it, you rat catcher. Will you walk?
What wouldst thou have?
Why, good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives do I make roll for. And if she shall use me hereafter, driving the rest of the eight. No. You pluck your sword from this pilcher by the ears and make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out.
I am for you.
Good Mercutio, put thy rapier on!
Come, sir. Your passado.
Drop and Bolio, beat down their weapons! Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage! The prince expressed the unforgiving in Verona streets!
Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I'm never a war. It's for this world. A plague on both your houses, soon to die from the house of man, cats, rats, and death. A dragon, a rogue, a villain that fights about the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was first in your offering.
I thought all for the best.
I take me into some house, and all the other I shall fight. A plague on both your houses. Made of worms meat of me. I have it, and it's something to your houses.
This very gentleman, the prince's mere ally, my friend the best, hath got his mortal hurt on my behalf. My reputation still taint, for Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, an hour had been my kinsman. Oh, sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and my temper soap and valor steel.
Romeo. Romeo! Great Mercutio is dead! The gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds which all joy timely give and scorn the earth!
This days of I hate aborted, but the madness would begin, the more others must end.
Here's Tybalt's back again.
Alive! In triumph! And Mercutio slain! Away to heaven respective lenity, and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now! Now, Tybalt, take back the villain that late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, stained for thine, to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
Thou wretched folk that didst consort him here, shout with him hence.
This shall determine that!
Romeo, wait! Be gone! The citizens are of the Tybalt slain! The prince will do thee death if thou art taken! Stand here not amazed! Away! Be gone! Oh, and fortune's full! Why dost thou stay? Which way ran he? Still Mercutio! Tybalt, that murderer! Which way ran he? There lies that Tybalt! Oh, sir, go with me in the name of the prince, obey!
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
Noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal thrall. There lies that Tybalt slain by young Romeo, who slew thy kinsman, good Mercutio.
Tybalt, my brother's child. Oh, prince, cousin, husband, the blood is spilled of my dear kinsman. Prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague.
Benvolio! Who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, that slain whom Romeo's hand had slain. Romeo, who spoke him fair, bade him to think how nice the quarrel was, and urged with all your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, calm looks, and these humbly bowed, could not take truce the unruly spleen of Tybalt, deaf to peace, but that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast. While his heart turns deadly point to point, with a martial scorn beats one cold death aside, with the other hand sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold, friends, friends depart! But swifter than his tongue, his agile arm beat down their fatal points, and twixt them rushed, underneath whose hand, and in this thrust from Tybalt, hid the life of stout Mercutio. And then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back again to Romeo, who newly entertained revenge. And to it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them was Tybalt slain. And as he fell did Romeo fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false, he speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and all those 20 could but kill one life. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio. Who know the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince, he was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately do we exile him hence. I have an interest in your hate's proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie a bleeding.
I'll immerse you with so strong a fine that you shall all repent the loss of mine.
Your grace.
I shall be deaf to pleading and excuses. Nor tears, nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore, use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he is found, that hour will be his last. Bear hence this body, and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
These two fiery-footed steeds, that's famous lodging. Such a wagoner is fainting would whip you west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaway's eyes may wink, and Romeo leap into these arms. Untalked of, and unseen lovers concede to perform their amorous rites by their own means. But if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, gentle night. Come, loving black-browed night. Give me my Romeo. When you shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and you will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love at night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of love, but not possessed it, and I, going so might yet enjoy. So tedious is this day, as is the night before festivals, when impatient child, who hath new robes but need me not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news. And every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there? The cords that Romeo did thee fetch.
Aye, aye, the cords.
I mean, what news? Why wringest thou thy hands?
Oh, well a day. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. We are undone, lady. We are undone. He's gone. He's killed. He's dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Oh, Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, whoever would have thought it? Oh, Romeo.
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but I, that fair foul eye shall poison me more than the death-darting eye of cockatrice. I am not I if there be such an eye. If he be dead, say I. Not know. Brief sounds to turn in my favorite bow.
Oh, Tybalt, Tybalt, the best friend I ever had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, if ever I should live to see thee dead.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Tybalt slain and Romeo dead? And dreadful trumpet, some general doom. For who is living and those two are gone?
Tybalt is gone and Romeo vanished. Romeo that killed him, he is vanished.
Oh God, Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood.
It did, alas the day it did.
Certes heart with such a laughing face. Did ever a dragon keep so fair a cave? Damned saint and honorable villain. Has ever a book contained such vile matter, so fairly found? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous house!
Oh, there's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all naught, all dissemblers. Oh, where is my man? You miss him, I won't pity. These griefs, these woes, these sorrows make me old. Shame come to Romeo!
Listed be thy tongue for such a wish, for he was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame shameth to sit. For it is a throne, and he be crowned sole monarch of the universal earth. I was a beast to chide at him.
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Oh, poor my boy, what tongue shall sing with thy name, when I, thy 3 hours' wife, have mangled it? Othello kill my cousin. Husband and cousin have killed my husband. Back, you foolish tears. Back to your native spring. Your tributary chops belong to woe, but your mistaking offer up to joy. My husband lives, that Tybalt would have slain. And Tybalt's dead that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort to me. Wherefore I weep then. Some word there was, worse than Tybalt's death, that murdered me. I would forget it fain, but oh, it presses to my memory like damning guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo, banished. That one word, banished, had slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there. Our sorrow will delights in fellowship, and neither will be raised on griefs. Why not follow what she said, Tybalt's dead, thy father or thy mother, nay, or both? Which modern lamentations might have moved? Over the rear could follow Tybalt's dead. Romeo is banished. Speak that word, banished. His father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. There is no end. No limit, measure, bound in that word's dead. No word can that wolf sound. There's my father and my mother nurse.
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Will you go to them? I'll take you thither.
Let they wash his wounds with tears. For mine will be spent when theirs are dry for Romeo's banishment. Take those cords. Poor Rose, you are beguiled. Though you are not. For Romeo was exiled. He made you as a highway to my bed. But now I remain, thy maiden widow. Come, cords, come, nurse. I to my wedding bed, and death now, Romeo, take my maiden head.
Hie you to your chamber. I'll find your Romeo to comfort you, I wot well where he is. Hark ye, your Romeo will be with you at night. I'll to him. He is hid in Lawrence's cell.
Oh, find him. Give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come take his last farewell.
Romeo! Come forth, thou fearful man! Affliction is enamored of thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Father, what news? What is the princess doing? What sorrow grace waits in my hand that I yet cannot?
Too familiar is my dear son with such sour company. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the princess doing?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment? Be merciful, say death! For exile had far more terrors look. Much more than death, do not say banishment.
Henceforth from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without rules, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence, banishment is banished from the world. And world exile is death. Calling death banishment, thou cuttest my head off with golden axe, and smilest upon the stroke that murders me.
Oh, deadly sin, oh, rude unthankfulness! Thy fault our law calls death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law and turned that black word death to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture, not mercy! Heaven is here, where Juliet lives. Every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing live here in heaven and may look on her, but Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable seat, more courtship lives in carrion flies than Romeo. They might season the white wonder of Juliet's hand and steal a mortal blessing from her lips, who even in pure and vestal modesty still blush, as thinking their own kiss is sin, but Romeo may not. He is banished. Flies may do this, but from this must I fly. They are free men! But I halberd, and my friend professed to mangle me with that word banishing.
Thou fond madman, hear me but speak a word.
Thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word. Adversity, sweet milk, philosophy to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Get banishing! Hang on philosophy. Unless philosophy can dismight a town, make a Juliet, reverse a prince's doom, and helps not, it prevails not. Talk no more.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
Good thing with that wise men have no eyes.
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that thou dost not feel. Which thou, as young as I, Juliet, thy love, an hour but married, tilled, murdered, quoting like me and like me banished. Then might thou speak. Then might thou tear thy hair and fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Hark, what knocks? Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I, unless the breath of heartsick groans mist-like enfold me from the search of eyes.
Romeo, arise, thou wilt be taken. Hark, who's there? Romeo, stay a while. Stand up. Run to my study by and by. God's will, what simpleness is this? I come. Who knocks so hard? Whence come thee? What's your will?
Let me come in and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, Holy Friar, tell me, Holy Friar, where is my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There, on the ground, with his own tears made drunk.
He's even in my mistress's case. Even in her case. Oh, woeful sympathy. Piteous predicament. Oh, even so lies she, blubbering and weeping, weeping and blubbering. Stand up. Stand up. Standing to be a man for Juliet's sake. Stand up, rise and stand. Where do you fall into such an ode?
Nurse.
Oh, sir. Well, that's the end of all, eh?
Speakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Does she not think me an old murder, having stained the childhood of our joy with blood but little removed from her own? How doth she? What says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
No, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps. And then falls down on her bed and then starts up again. Then timid calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then falls down again.
As if that name shot from the deadly love of a gun did murder her. As that name's cursed hand did murder her kinsman. Oh, tell me, Friar. Tell me, what part of this vile anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me that I may sack the hateful mansion.
Hold thy desperate hand. Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Unseemly woman in a seeming man, or ill-beseeming beast and seeming both. Thou hast amazed me by my holy order. I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself? And slay thy lady too that lives in thee, by doing damned hate upon thyself. Why railest thou on thy birth, the heaven and earth, when birth and heaven and earth, all three do meet in thee at once, which thou at once would lose? Fie, fie, thou shamest thy shape, thy love, thy wit, which, like a usurer, aboundst in all, but usest not in that true use indeed, which should bedeck thy shape, thy love, thy wit. Thy noble shape is but the form of wax, digressing from the valor of a man. Thy dear love, sworn but hollow perjury, killing that love, which thou hast vowed to cherish. Thy wit, that ornament to shapen love, is shapen in the conduct of the both, like powder in a skipless soldier's flask, set afire by thine own ignorance, and thou dismembered with thine own defense. What? Honestly, man! Thy Juliet is alive! For whose dear sake thou was but lately dead! There! Art thou happy? kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy too. The law that calls death becomes thy friend and turns itself to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings lights up upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in her best array. But like a misbehaved and sullen wench, thou poutest on thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go, get thee to thy love as was decreed. Ascend her chamber hence, and comfort her. But look thou not stay till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live, till we can find the time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, make pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 1,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse, convey with me to thy lady, and have her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow has them at done too. Romeo is coming.
Oh, I could have stayed here all night to see such wisdom. Oh, what learning is. My lord, I will tell your lady you are coming.
Do so and bid my sweet prepared child.
Here's a ring she bid me give you. I do, make haste, for it draws very late.
Oh, how will my comfort survive by this?
Go hence, good night. Here it stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence, sojourn in Mantua. I'll find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Oh, give me thy hand, 'tis late. Farewell, good night!
But that a joy past joy calls out on me, the word grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell!
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we've had no time to move our daughter. Look, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, as did I. Well, we were born to die. Look, it's very late. She'll not come down again tonight. I promise you, but for your company, I would have been in bed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no time for woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she is viewed up in her heavens.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all by me. Nay more, I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Bid her mark you me on Wednesday next.
That's all. What day is this? Monday, my lord.
Monday. Well then, Wednesday is too soon. On Thursday let it be. On Thursday, tell her she will be married to this noble earl on Thursday. Do you like this haste? Will you be ready? We'll make no great ado, a friend or two. For hark you, Timothy slaved so late it will be thought that we hold him carelessly, being our kinsman if we revel much. Therefore we'll have half a dozen friends, and there will be an end to it. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would with a Thursday tomorrow.
Get you gone, and on Thursday let it be. Oh, farewell, my noble lord. Oh, it is so very, very late. We shall call it early by and by. Good night.
Let that be gone. It's not even your day. It's the nightingale and not the lark that hears the beautiful hollow idea. Neither she seems on a pomegranate tree. Believe me, though, it's the nightingale.
It was the lark, no nightingale. Look, love, and envious streaks do lace the severing clouds from yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and drunken day stands tipped on the misty mountaintops. I must be gone and live or stay and die.
Young light is not daylight. I know it not. It is some meteor of the sun exhales, to be this night, a torch fair to light thy great mantua. Therefore, stay yet, though he is not be gone.
Let me be ta'en. Let me be put to death. I'm content, so wilt thou have it so. I'll say, yon ray is not the morning's eye. 'Tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. Nor that is not the lark whose notes do beat that vaulty heaven so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How was my soul? Let's talk. It is not day.
It is. How hence be gone away? It is the lark that sings so out of tune. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so signify to us. Some say the lark and the low toad changed eyes. Now that they had changed voices too. Since our not voiced of us a friend. Come to me hands and comfort the day. Oh, now more light and rose.
More light and light, more darkened are our woes.
Madam, the lady mother's coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Then let the day and let light back.
Farewell, farewell, one kiss and I'll descend.
Art thou not so? Love, Lord, I, husband, friend, I must hear from thee every day in the hour. For in a minute there are many days. But by this count I shall be much in years ere again I behold my Romeo.
I will omit no opportunity to convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And all these woes shall serve as sweet discourses in our time to come.
O God, heavenly O divine soul, methinks I see thee now. Thou art so low as one dead in the body of the tomb. Neither my eyesight fails her, thou lookest pale.
And trust me, love, in my eyes, so do you. Where I sorrow trains our blood. Adieu. Adieu.
Fortune, fortune, all men call you fickle. If you are fickle, what do you do with him that is renounced the faith? You fickle fortune, but then I hope you will not keep him long. Send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who is that calls? Is it my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? From her the custom calls for her.
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death. What wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live, therefore have done. Some show of grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Let me weep for such a feeling loss.
So shall he feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for.
Feeling so the lost one cannot help but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, thou weepst not so much for his death as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
And if he be many miles asunder, God pardon him. I do with all my heart. Yet no man like me doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives.
I know. For reach of these my hands, but none that I may avenge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not. I'll send one into Mantua, where that same banished runagate doth live, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I will never be satisfied. If I behold Romeo, dead, is my poor heart for a kinsman vexed. Madam, find out where the man to bear a poison, and I will temper it, so that Romeo upon receipt thereof should soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, that I might not come to him to reap the love I bore my cousin upon his body that is slaughtered.
Find thou the means, and I'll find such a man. But now, I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And comes thou in such a needy time? What I may beseech your lady?
Well, well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy, that thou expectest not, nor I looking up for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morning, the young, gallant, and valiant gentleman in the Count of Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now, by St. Peter's Church, and St. Peter too, he will not make me a joyful bride. I wonder at the haste that I must wed, ere he that should be a husband comes to woo. Now, go now. Tell my lord and my father I will not wed yet. And when I do, it shall be to Romeo, whom thou know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it with your hands.
Oh, when the sun sets, the air doth drizzle dew, but for the sunset of my brother's son it rains down night. Oh, how now? A conduit girl, still in tears, evermore showering. In one little body, thou counterfeitest a sea, a wind, a bark, for still thine eyes, which I may call the sea, do ebb and flow with tears. The bark, thy body is, still sailing in this salt flood. The wind, thy sighs, who raging with thy tears, and they with them without a sudden calm, it will overset this tempest-tossed body. How now, my wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft, take me with you, wife. How will she not? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not think herself blessed? Unworthy that she is that we have brought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Not proud you have, but thankful you have. For proud can I never be of what I hate, or thankful, for hate even meant love.
How now? How now, chop logic? What is this? Proud, and I thank you, and I thank you not proud? Mistress, minion you, thank me no thanklings, or proud me or no prouds, but fettle your fine joint on Thursday next to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drive thee in a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness, you baggage, you tallow-face!
Friar, are you mad?
Father, I beseech you on my knees. Hear me with patience but to speak a word.
Now, hang the young baggage, disobedient wretch! I'll tell you what. Get thee to church on Thursday, or never look me in the face again. Now speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch. Wife, we thought ourselves blessed that the Lord hath lent us this only child, but now I see that this one is one too many, and that we have had a curse in having her. Out on her, Hilda!
God in heaven bless her, you're to blame, my lord, to rate her so!
Oh, why, my lady wisdom? Hold your tongue under your gravity over a gossip's bowl.
I speak no treason!
Oh, God damn it!
Nay, none will speak!
Now, peace, you mumbling fool! Here we need it not!
You are too hot.
Oh, God's bread, it makes me mad! And all in all, my only care has been to have her matched, and then to have a wretched, puling fool, a whining mammoth in her fortune's tender Thursday is near. Lay heart to head. Say if you'll be mine, I'll give you to my friend. And if not, hang, beg, starve, die in the streets. For by my soul, I'll never acknowledge thee, nor what I have will ever do thee any good. Trust to it, and think you, I cannot be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds? I can see into the bottom of my grief. Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week. Or meet that bridal bed in the dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
God. Nurse, how shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth. I faith in heaven. How can that same faith return to earth? Unless that husband send it to me from heaven by leaving earth. Comfort me. Counsel me. Alack that heaven should practice stratagems, and so soft a subject as myself. Hast thou not a word of joy? So comfort, nurse.
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world to nothing that he dare ne'ers come back to challenge you. Or if he do, it needs must be by stealth. Then, as the case so stands and now it doth, I think it better that you marry with the Count. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dish-cart to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in the second match. For it excels your first, or if it do not, your first is dead, or 'twere as good he were as living here and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from the heart?
And from my soul too, or else beshrew them both.
Nay. Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go. Tell my lady I have gone to Lord's to sell, having displeased my father, to make confession and be absolved.
Marry, I will, this is wisely done.
Fiend, almost wicked damnation! Is it more a sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord? Its same tongue she praised him so many thousand times above compare. Go, counselor. My bosom and thou henceforth shalt play. Up to the friar, to know his remedy. Else, have myself the power to die.
Thursday, sir? The time is very short.
My father cabinet will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is this corpse, sir. I like it not.
Too moderately she weeps for Tybalt's death. And therefore have I little talk of love, for Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone,
may be put from her by society. Now do you understand the reason of this haste?
Oh, I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Look, my lord, here comes the lady towards my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, and I may be your wife.
That may be, must be love on Thursday nights.
But must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
In answer to that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
Oh, so will ye, I'm sure, that you love me.
If I do, sir, there will be a more price being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Poor soul, thy face is much abused with tears.
Tears have had small victory at that, for it was bad enough before their spite.
Now wrongs take more than tears without report.
It is not a slander, sir, that is the truth. And what I spake, I spake it to my face.
And thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
That may be so, for it is not my room. Are you at leisure now, Holy Father? Should I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield us should not disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early at the house. Till then, I keep holy distance.
Shut the door! And when thou hast done so, await with me. Ask help, ask hope, ask cure.
Ah, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
I am not heard that thou hearest of this, unless thou can tell me how I may prevent it. In thy wisdom thou canst have no hand to overcome my resolution wise, and with this night I'll help thee presently. God showed my heart in Romeo's, thou art hands, and there this hand, I plead to Romeo's seal, shall be the lady who will never deal. Else my true heart, the treacherous revolt, turn to another. This shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experience, come, give me some present counsel. Else twixt my strings, me this blame knife, shall play the umpire. Arbitrating that which the commission of thy least art told no true issue of honor bring. Be not so long to speak! I long to die, but thou speakest me not of remedy.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope which craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we would prevent. If, rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death, to chide away the shame that copeth with death itself to escape from it. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leave rather than marry Paris. Off battlements of yonder tower. O long and foolish winds, bid me lurk where serpents are, chaining with roaring bears. A lock nightly in the charter house, or a cover quiet with a dead man's rattling bones, with weekly shanks and yellow chinted skull. But bid me go into a new made grave and hide me with the dead man in the shroud. Names, to have heard the names have made me tremble, and I will do it without fear or doubt to remain an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold then. Go home. Be married. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not the nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial. I am then in bed, and this distilled liquor drink thou off. When presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no pulse shall keep his naked progress but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. Thy roses in the lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes. thy eyes' windows fall, like death when he shuts up the day of life. Each part, deprived of supple government, shall stiffen, stark, and cold, appear like death. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, in the morning, when the bridegroom comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes uncovered on the bier, thou shalt be taken to that same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I shall watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua, and this shall free thee from this present shame, if no inconstant toy or womanish fear abate thy will enacting it.
Give me! Give me! Oh, tell me not of fear!
Hold. God, be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with my letters to thy lord.
Give me strength, and strength shall have before. Farewell, good friar.
As many guests invite as here are writ. What, my daughter gone to Friar Lord?
Aye, forsooth.
He may do some good on her, a peevish, self-willed harlotry that 'tis.
See, if she comes from strict with merry look.
How now, my headstrong, where have you been gadding?
I have learned to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behests, and enjoin my holy lords to fall prostrate here and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech thee. Henceforth, I am ever ruled by you.
Send for the county. Tell him of this. We'll have this not knit up tomorrow morning.
I met the youthful lord at Lord yourself, and gave him what become love I might, not overstepping the bounds of modesty.
Well, I'm glad on it. This is well. Stand up. This is as it should be. I'll see the county Paris. I Mary, go fetch him hither. Oh, now before God, this reverend holy friar, our whole city is much bound to him.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet and sort out such necessaries as you see fit to ornament a while?
No, not till Thursday. There is time enough.
Go, nurse. Go with her. We'll return tomorrow.
We shall be short in our provisions. It's now near night.
I will stir about, and all things will be well. I warrant thee, wife. I'll not to bed tonight. Now go thou to Juliet, thou deck, thou third, let me alone. I will play the housewife this once. What ho! Up there, all four. Well, I will walk myself to County Paris and prepare him up against tomorrow. And my heart is wondrous light, now that the same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
Aye, those attires are best. Now, good nurse, I pray you, leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to make the heavens move, to smile on my state, which thou knowest is cross and full of sin.
What? Are you busy? Oh, need you my help?
No, madam, we We have caused such necessaries as are behoveful for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me now alone, and let the nurse this night sit up with you. For I am sure you have your hands full all over this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I faint. Oh, fear throws in my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I will call for her to come. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene needs a sack to look. Come, Vi. What if this mixture does not work at all? Shall I then be married tomorrow morning? No. No. This shall be it. My love, what if it be a poison which the Friar has simply ministered to have me die? Lest in this marriage we should be dishonored, having married me before the Romeo. The fear is, and yet he thinks it is not, for he has so been tried for man. How? When I am laid in the tomb, I wake before my Romeo comes redeem me. Here's a fearful point. Shall I not be stifled in that vault? To whose house of mouth no foul air breathes in? And there die strangled, ere my Romeo comes redeem me? Or if I wake, is it not very like the dead, in conceit of night together with the terror of the place? As in a vault, an ancient receptacle, but for these many hundred years all the bones of my kinsmen have been backed. The bloody Tybalt, that but green and earth lies festering in the shroud. As they say, at some hours of the night the spirits resort. Alack, alack, it is not like that! I so early waking, with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes being torn out of the earth, that immortals hearing them run mad. If I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud? Consecrate him from his bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains. Oh, methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking on Romeo that did spit his body upon the rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Your strength, drink to thee.
Mistress! What mistress? Juliet! First and I warrant is she. Why, lamb! Why, ladybird! Why, you slug a bed! Why, love, I say! Madam, sweetheart! Why, bride! What? Not a word? Ah, you take your pennyworth now. Sleep for a week. For the next night I warrant that County Paris has set up his rest that you shall rest but little. God forgive me. Many no man, how fast asleep is she? I must needs wake her. Madam! 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 Aye, let the Paris take you in your bed. He'll fright you up if thankful it not be. Oh, but just in you come, and down again. I must needs wake you. Lady.
lips have long since been parted.
Oh,
Death lies upon her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of the field.
oh, most lamentable day.
Death hath ta'en her hence to make me wail, ties up my tongue and will not let me speak.
Come now, is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. Oh, son. The night before my wedding day, death hath lain with my wife, and she lies, flowered as she was flowered by him. Death is my son-in-law. Death is my heir. I daughter she hath wedded. I will die and leave them all. Life, living, all is dead.
Have I thought long to see this morning's face? And doth it give me such a sight as this?
Oh, cursed, unhappy, hateful, wretched day. Oh, but one poor and loving child. But one thing to rejoice and solace in, and cruel death hath catched it from my sight.
Most detestable death by thee beguiled. Oh, love, oh, life, not life, but love and death.
Detested, despised, hated, betrayed. Oh, uncomfortable time. Why camest thou to murder on solemnity? Oh child, my soul, and not my child. Oh, my child is dead. With my child, my joys are buried.
Peace, ho, for shame. Confusion's cure lives not in these confusions. Heaven and yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all, and all the better is it for the maid. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. The most you sought from her was her promotion. What was your heaven, she should be advanced. And weep ye now, seeing she is advanced above the clouds, as high as heaven itself. In this love, you love your child so ill that you run mad, seeing that she is well. For she's not well married that lives married long, but she's best married that dies married young. Dry up your tears, and sing your rosemary on this fair course, and, as the custom is, in all her best array, bear her to church. For though fond nature bids us all lament, yet nature's tears are reason's merriment.
All things that we have ordained festival, now turn in their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells, our bridal cheer to a sad burial feast, our solemn hymns to sullen funeral dirges chant. Our bridal flowers serve a buried corpse, and all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam, go with him, and go, Sir Palace. Let everyone prepare to follow this fair course on the grave. The heavens do lower upon thee for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high will.
I may trust the flattering truth of sleep. My dreams pressing some joyful news at hand. My bosom's Lord sits lightly in his throne, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. A strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think. And breathes such life through kisses on my lips that I revived and was an emperor. Ah me, how sweet itself, as love itself possessed, but love shadows are so rich in joy. News from Verona, how now, Balthazar? Hast thou no letters to me from the Friar? How is my lady? Is my father well? And how fares my Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps, Cabell's monument, and her immortal part within which lives. I saw her laid low and her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it. Pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir.
Is it even so?
Then I defy you, stars!
That was my love. Give me ink and paper, and hire post horses out. Be with me tonight.
I beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me and do the thing I bid thee do. Dost thou have no letters to me from the Friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Get thee gone. And hire those horses that will be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift to enter the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary. Hereabouts he dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds with overwhelming brows, calling of simples, meager were his looks, sharp misery had worn him to the bone. And in his needy shop the toys hung, the alligator stuffed with other skins of ill-shaped fishes, and about his shelves a beggary account of empty boxes, green earthen pots, bladders and musty seeds, remnants of packwood, and old case of roses were thinly scattered to make up the show. Noting this penury to myself, I said, and if a man did need poison now whose present Salem's death in Mantua, here lives a Kate of Rich would son him. Oh, this sake thou did forerun my need. The same needy man must sell it me. As I remember, this should be the house. Being holiday, the beggar shop is shut. What ho, apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come in, the man, and see that thou art poor, cold. There's 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison. Such soon speeding gears will disperse itself through all the veins that the library taker may fall dead, and that the trunk may be dispatched of dread as violently as hasty powder fired with hurry from the fatal cannon's wound.
All the drugs I have, but match was law as death to any he that utters.
Art thou so bare, and full of wretchedness and fears to die? Famine is in thy cheeks. Need and oppression starveth in thine eyes. Contempt and beggary hang upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world afford no law to make thee rich. And be not poor, but break it, and take this.
My poverty, not my will confess.
I pay thy poverty, not thy will.
Take this, any liquid thing you will, and drink enough. And if you have the strength of 20 men, it will dispatch you straight.
There's thy gold. Worse poison of men's souls, doing more murders in this loathsome world than these poor compounds thou mayst not sell. I give thee poison. Thou hast spoke me none. Farewell. Buy food and get thyself in flesh. Come, Lord, you have not poison. Go with me to Juliet's tomb for it. There must I use thee.
Holy Franciscan Friar! Brother! Oh!
This same should be the voice of Friar John! Welcome from Mantua! Mwah. What says Romeo? Or if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother out one of our order to associate me here in the city visiting the sick and finding him. The searchers of this town, suspecting we were both in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth. Thus my speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Who bear my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again. Nor find a messenger to send it to him, so fearful with the infection.
Unhappy fortune. By my brotherhood, this letter was not nice, but full of charge of dear import, and the neglecting it made you much danger. Friar John, go hence, get me an iron crow and bring it straight into my cell.
Brother, I'll bring it straight to thee.
Now must I to the monument alone. Within 3 hours will fair Juliet awake. She will beshrew me much that Romeo hath no notice of these accidents. But I will write again to Mantua, and keep her at my cell till Romeo come. Poor living corpse, closed in a dead man's tomb!
Give me thy light, boy. Hence and stand aloof, yet put it out, for I would not be seen. Under yon yew trees lay thee all along, holding thine ear close to the hollow ground, so shall no foot upon thy churchyard tread. Being loose, unfirm with digging up of graves, but thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me as a signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee, go!
I'm always afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard. Dear Tower.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. The obsequies for thee I will keep nightly, shall be to strew thy grave and weep. The boy gives me warning, something does approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies and true love's right? What with the light? Muffle me thine a while.
Give me that matter of the retching art. Hold it. Take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliver to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge thee. Whatever thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descended and sped of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment. But if thou Jealous? Dost return to pride? And by heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time in my intents are savage wild, far more fierce, and more inexorable far than empty tigers of the roaring sea.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that. Live. Be prosperous. Farewell, good fellow.
For all this same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable body, thou womb of death, gorging with the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite, I cramp thee with more food.
This is that banished, haughty Montague that murdered my true love's cousin, which with grief is supposed the fair creature died, and here has come to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Stop, thy untoiled, vile Montague! Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I to apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good, gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Think upon these gone, and let them affright thee. I beseech thee, youth, put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone! By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I draw mine hither against myself. Fly hence, be gone, live. And hereafter say that a madman's mercy bade thee run away.
I do defy thy conjurations, apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Have at thee, boy!
Oh, Lord, they fight. I will call the watch.
I am slain!
Mercutio's kinsman, noble County Harris. What said my man, my betasel did not attend him as we rode? I think he said Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so, or did I dream it so? Am I mad hearing him talk? Juliet thinking it was so. Oh, give me thy hand. One written me in sour misfortune's book.
Wilt thou be merciful? Open the tomb and lay me with Juliet.
In faith, I will. I will bury thee in a tranquil grave. A grave? Oh no. For here lies Juliet. Her beauty doth make this vault a feasting presence full of light. Death, lie thou there, by a dead man interred.
St. Francis be my speed! How oft tonight have my old feet stumbled at graves? Who's there?
Here's one. A friend. One that knows you well.
Oh, bliss be upon you! Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yon that vainly lends his light to grubs and eyeless skulls? As I discern, it burneth in the capel's monument.
It doth so, holy sir. And there is my master, one who you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
A full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault!
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death, and I did stay to look on his intents.
Stay then, I'll go alone. Oh, fear comes upon me. How much I fear some ill unlucky thing.
As I rested under this yew tree here, I dreamt that my master and another fought, and then my master slew him.
Romeo! What is this? Alack, alack. the blood that stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? What mean these masterless and gory swords that lie discolored by this place of peace?
How oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been married, which their keepers call a lightning before death? Oh, how may I call this a lightning? Oh, my love, my wife. Death, that have sucked the honey of thy birth, had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art unconquered. Beauty's ensign is yet crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks. But that's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheath? Oh, what more favor can I do to thee than if that hand that cut thy youth in twain asunder as thou was thine enemy? Oh, forgive me, cousin. Ah, sweet Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall it believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? Fear that I still will stay with thee, never from this dark palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest and shake the yoke of the inauspicious stars from this world-weary flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh, you doors to breath, seal with a righteous kiss the dayless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavory guide. Thou desperate pilot, now at once. Run on the dashing rocks, thy seasick weary heart. Here's to my love.
Oh, true apothecary, the drugs are quick.
What's this? I come close to my true love's hands. Poison. I see that his time must end. I shall drunk all enough none to help me after. I'll kiss thy lips. Please some poison to hang them to help time to restore him. So warm.
Thus, with a kiss, I die.
Friar. Here's my lord. I know where I should be, and here I am. Here's my Romeo.
I hear some noise. They come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A kind of power that we can contradict had thwarted our intents. Come, come away. Thy husband at thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go. Get thee Prince Friar out of there.
Hey, boy, which way?
Lords. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. Go rest, and let me die.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest?
What should it be that they so shriek aloud?
The people in the street cry Romeo, some Paris, some Juliet, and all run with open outcry toward our monuments.
What fear is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead. Juliet dead before. Warm and new killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here is the Friar, and slaughtered Romeo's men. Instruments upon them fit to open his dead men's tomb.
Oh, wife, oh, heavens! This dagger is misstained, for lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and is missheathed in our daughter's bosom.
Oh, me. The sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir so early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Oh, thou untaught. What manners is in this? To press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent. Then will I be general to your woes, and lead you even to death. Meantime forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth move against me of this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, as my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed, and would have married her perforce to County Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as this dire night, to help to take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone, at the prefixed time of her awaking, came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell, till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I arrived, some minute ere the time of her awaking, here lie the noble Paris and true Romeo, dead. She stirs, and I entreated her, come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. But that a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, and as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy. And if aught in this carried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed, some hour before its due, unto the rigor of severest law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where is Romeo's man? What can he say in this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and in post he came from Mantua to this same place, this same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father and threatened me with death, going in the vault if I departed not and left him there.
Give me the letter. I will look on it. This letter doth make good the friar's words. Their course of love, the tidings of her death. And here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Brother Montague, give me thy hand. For this is my daughter's jointure. No more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich as Romeo's by his lady's side, or sacrifices to our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. than this of Juliet and her Romeo.